We're all looking to be peaceful and to be happy. Above and beyond everything else, all of us just want to be peaceful and we want to be happy. And unfortunately, the way things work is that we are born on, when we take birth on this planet, we have amnesia, we forget the reason we were born. To add to our problems, after you are born, everyone around you, beginning from your parents, they start creating identity for you. So they keep telling you, your name is Savitri, I'm your mother, this is your father, you belong to me, I belong to you, this toy belongs to you. And from then on, as soon as you understand the entire concept of I and me and myself, from then on, your ego takes over your life. And once the ego is that part of the mind that seeks self-satisfaction above everything else. And the nature of the ego is that it can never be satisfied. But it decides for you what you should eat, who you should mix with, who you should live with, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. All your tastes, your desires, your choices that you make from then on is decided by the ego. Which is why we can never find that peace of mind, because the ego is never at peace. The ego is never completely satisfied. The ego always wants to get something more, And therefore we lose our sense of peace and satisfaction. We get projected into a world that is outside of us, and we believe that the things outside, the people outside, and the events outside are the reason for our happiness. The world completely takes over your entire existence. If somebody makes you happy, then you say, I'm feeling good, right? A good event takes place and you get engaged or you get married and you say, oh, I'm so happy, right? We connect outside events to our state of mind. But the truth is that emotions and feelings, they continually rise and fall inside of you. You will have periods in the day where your feelings rise and feelings fall. And during meditations, I always talk about sensations. I talk about sensations because every thought and group of thoughts, like your thought ladders, begins with a sensation in the body. And in deep meditation, you can isolate these sensations. Very simply, I'll tell you, you can tell for yourself. When you get angry, do you get a tightness? Do you knit your brow? Anger, this is the center for anger. When you feel grief, does your throat feel like it's closing or choking up? It is, because Vishuddha Chakra is the center for grief and for gratitude too. That's when you feel your throat closing up, when you feel the gratitude. Yeah. When you get scared, when you get fearful, do you feel like a clutching in your heart? Or a sense of expansion when you feel that you're in love with someone or you love something? It comes from the heart, because the heart chakra controls that emotion. So whatever emotion, the emotions rise and they fall within you. And depending on how you're feeling, your outer world manifests. Because what is life? Each one of us has our own unique perspective to life. Events take place and we all react to it differently. How do we react to it? Based on our past conditioning, right? Based on how we have taught ourselves to react to different situations. And if you're feeling good inside, if you're feeling positive, and you will find that even if it's a terribly stormy day outside, you'll say, oh wow, this is so beautiful, this is the perfect weather for chai and pakoras. It's like great. But on other days when you're feeling like everything is going wrong, life is not good, the whole world is against me, you see the weather and you say, like, even the weather doesn't like me. So you will find events outside in your world that actually make what you feel justified. Not the other way around. It is not the event that is making you feel, it is your feeling that makes the events take place. So, how is it possible? How is it possible for you to increase your motivation during the day? To feel energized during the day, to feel positive. Now, all energy, subtle energy in your body comes from prana. Prana is subtle energy that makes everything else function the way it should function. Even though the breath is one of the easiest sources of prana. You breathe through your nose, but the prana ascends from the base of your spine to the top of your head through various chakras. Exercises of breathing, pranayama done once or twice a day change how you feel. You can easily tell how the breath and your moods are connected. When you're angry, your breathing is rapid. When you're exhausted, the exhale is longer than the inhale. When you're scared, the inhale becomes short. The exhale the exhale becomes short. You're inhaling more. There's a carbon dioxide buildup, and you get that sense of a panic attack, right? You get that sense. So by simply reversing breath, by simply using the breathing techniques, it is possible to change exactly how you feel. You can use the breath to bring on the different emotions, in other words. The second source of prana that is very easily available to us, and I should talk about exercise too. Exercise also increases prana. So a combination of breathing exercises with physical exercise helps to build up oxygen in your body, helps to make you use your lungs. And when you have more oxygen in your body, your natural tendency is to be upbeat and positive. The breath is the easy one, and we'll be practicing some of it here. Food is the third source of prana. The sun we haven't talked about yet. The sun is the first source of prana, because you go out in the morning light, you always feel better at dawn and at dusk, right? When you're out in the sun, and that's why it's always encouraged. Food is the other thing. When you eat nourishing food, fresh vegetables and fruits eaten within 3 to 4 hours of cooking, that is the best source of prana for you. So we do all of these things. And yet there is no motivation to go out into this world and to do anything. And that's where meditation comes in. When you meditate, it's like pulling an arrow back into your center. It is not inertia, it is not doing nothing. It in fact makes you much more active in your physical life than you would be otherwise. And that happens, it kind of builds over time. It happens with continuous practice. So it's not going to happen as soon as you meditate. The immediate effect of meditation is one of sluggishness, feeling a little low, or feeling a little slow. But in an hour or two, the prana builds up in your body, and you begin to feel the positive effects, and you start going out into this world and doing what you have to do almost effortlessly. The second thing that meditation does is it takes away fears. When you go into meditation, you get into a state where your alpha and beta waves are much more prominent. Some people even go into theta and delta states when they are meditating. That you are very, very calm. Your thoughts begin to to dwindle. They come up from time to time, but the space between the thoughts increases, and you're sent into another state of consciousness where you are completely rested, but you are extremely alert. That means if I call your name, if I tell you something, you will know that I'm calling you. This is the state that all of us are in right before sleep. We all experience deep meditative states right before we sleep. But we don't know it. So I always say that there is nobody who can't meditate. There are only those who won't meditate. When you get into those states, it's literally, the knowledge says that as you sleep and you wake up, it is an experience of death each day. So the fear of death is kind of eliminated over time because you drop your body in meditation completely. You drop your body totally in meditation and you come out of it. So there is that sense of continuity, there's a sense of that fear going away. The third thing that happens is that you become acutely aware of thoughts. Okay, your thoughts are coming through the same thoughts, like the same thoughts that plague you all day, every day. Whatever is happening during your day is happening during meditation too. Only during meditation you become much more aware of it. You can shine that light of awareness on it, and as that the trick to making thoughts disappear like bubbles is to be aware that you're doing it. So it doesn't end with meditation. Your inward journey actually begins with meditation. It begins with meditation. You have to take that meditative practice and apply it to your life. So practices of breathing, of meditation, of pranayama, they all kind of combine. They combine in your life so that you move moment to moment with complete awareness. You're aware of what is happening in your life. You're aware of the thoughts that come in. Again, there's that thought of being lonely. There's that thought of being scared. There's that thought of being anxious about work. There's that thought of being too overweight. There's that thought of eating something and worrying whether you're going to fall sick. There's that thought that, nothing's happening in my life. These thoughts repeat, they keep repeating, and they don't serve you. They don't serve you because thoughts that project you into the future or thoughts that pull you into your past, they are just stories. That is your actual conditioning, and that is the ego trying to control you. That is the ego saying that you belong to me. This is much more important for you to focus on. This is what you need to be putting all your energy into. Right? And that's why you wake up feeling sluggish and not able to do anything, because you're listening to your mind story. You're saying, no, this cannot happen. This is not going to work for you. You've never tried it before. This is not for you, What are you trying to do? Are you trying to please yourself? Are you trying to do something else? When you start believing things that your mind throws up, then you have a complete lack of motivation to do what is right. When you come back to the center with meditation, automatically right choices come up. When you touch, even touch that center of consciousness, of pure Brahman, of pure source, of divinity, you are immediately Godified. The power of the divine is not outside of you, it is within you. So you have the power to change your actions during the day. And when you meditate, automatically during the course of the day, the right choices come to you. The right actions occur to you. The fears become less intense. The anxieties become less intense. What holds you back becomes less intense. And you're able to go through the day effortlessly. So in this journey, if you're joining me, the whole purpose of this journey is to live your life effortlessly, to understand that happiness is your birthright. Nothing else. Happiness is your birth. If you say that to yourself, immediately there is a complete flip. There is a kind of a shift in your consciousness. The things, the stories that are bringing you down, it's not going to happen, you're never going to find a job, you're never going to find a spouse, you're never going to leave the spouse, whatever it is that you're thinking, what that is bringing you down, that is broken. And immediately you're on another plane where your entire focus is inward. My feeling of completeness, of happiness, and I'm not talking about the kind of happiness that is pleasure. I'm talking about the stillness, the feeling of peace, the feeling of contentment, that at this moment everything is exactly as it should be, and that you need nothing more to complete it. That is the happiness I'm referring to. And that is the feeling you get when you meditate. And that is the reason I keep asking people, try it, meditate. Not one day, meditate day after day after day. Because just like you service your body and you take rest for the body, just like you eat food, just like you exercise, just like you brush your teeth, you need to do something for your mind. Because if you are in a good mental state, you will be positive. And a positive mental state means it projects into every facet of your life. You're much more active at work, you think of new things to do, you become innovative, you become very inspirational, you become, the enthusiasm just sparks inside of you. And then all of life, which is not ego-controlled anymore, it is controlled by the center, by you that is Godified, by you that is the divine. Everything is effortless. You're not thinking of results. You're not thinking of what's going to come. You're enjoying the process because the process is taking place right now. Right now. So in this minute, if you are not happy, you will never be. Right now, declare, happiness is my birthright. I will be happy today and every day, and I will not let any event, any person, any situation deny me that birthright. Om Namah Shivaya. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you like the content, hit the red subscribe button. I'm also on Facebook on my author page, Kanchana Krishnan Iyer, and I'm also on Instagram. See you there. I'll link it down below.